Morning guys, I am just walking back to the house. Sorry, it's going to be really shaky. I've got to do this one on the go. I've got the bubba with me and I've just had 2 hours in the library, although it feels like 10 seconds, where I've been able to plan, actually it might have only been an hour and a half, planning for next week. So I don't like want to come out and be like, oh, I've got some kind of neurodiversity, which is what I've been talking about a lot the last few videos, because I'm obviously not diagnosed in anything. I'm just watching and reading things. So maybe I'm just overstimulated and overstressed mum, or maybe it's neurodiversity. I don't know, just to be really clear. And I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm looking at all of these things going, that's really crazy. That tracks back through my whole life. This is not just like an overstimulated moment now. It's like in very specific situations, certain behaviors flare. And I'm like, oh, fuck, okay, that could be because of how my brain's wired. So potentially what I'm dealing with for the homeschool is not just Scout being distracted and needing heaps of routine and structure, which is I think all kids, but possibly she has very high movement needs, and she seems to also have high need to see other kids, whereas like I know other people who homeschool and they're like, oh, my kid would be happy to like never go outside. And I think Lux is like that. Like I think Lux can take or leave the socializing, but Scout seems 100% focused on it, and I don't know if that's something that I need to manage and try and encourage her to be comfortable in her own skin and with her own self, or if I just go, that's who she is and she just wants to play and run along with kids. So this is the kind of area where I don't really have the village yet to help me with advice for that, and I am really talking about things that are right on the cutting edge of like feeling quite scary to talk about, but I'm committed and this is what I'm doing. So here we are, what's not. So then you roll into that my neurodiversity, which is basically in complete freeze. Kind of going back to the beginning of going, I don't know what phonics is and I'm going to have to learn it completely before I can teach it, which is obviously ridiculous, but not really. Like, okay, deep dive into that for a sec, but like just use the curriculum and keep going. But like my brain is just in freeze about how to do it, how to move forward, what the classes should be, and you know, it's really struggling with just picking up like, okay, just do a quick maths exercise. And I'm like, what does that mean? How does that look? Which is really weird because like obviously I am capable of understanding that. It's just that for some reason I've got this huge mental fog block. It's really hard to explain. I was even talking to my therapist about it and she kind of gaslit me a bit. So I'm just saying that out loud in case anybody else ever feels gaslit by a professional that they're talking to. And I was like, no, I don't think this is like a past trauma schema thing. I think it's a fog. I can't see the answer. Like, and it's really simple. I know that it's really simple. I can't see it. So that's been really weird and confronting. There's so many facets to this kind of how is my brain working, how is Scout's working. And, you know, I've been talking a lot to ChatGPT because, I don't know, it seems to get me. And I'm very worried about the bias in that, just to like put that out there. But it's what I've got. And yeah, so yeah, really trying to go, okay, I think we really, really need like a crazy strong rhythm, if you want to call that. Maybe not routine. I know there's a lot of debate between the two, but we just need structure, and I need it so that I can guide the ship because I don't have it. And so then I'm kind of going and just freezing and melting down. So fingers crossed, next week's going to be really different. I've got a full week schedule. The activity is you must stick to it. That's it. No questions. Have I gone too far? Am I crazy? I think I went too far. I missed my own street like a ding dong. Hilarious. Okay, walking back. So that's kind of that stuff. So yeah, we've had another strange week, a lot of homeschool resistance, which I think is incredibly rare. Like most kids like want to get out of school. So that's really challenging and emotional. So when I'm already feeling weak and wobbly and like I don't know what to do next and I don't know how to do it, I feel really challenged by her being like, I just want to go to school and be with the kids and wear a uniform and I want to be on a computer like this kid in the photo from the Etalong, open day flyer. And I'm like, but I don't want you sitting on a computer all day. That's the point. And so it's this real challenging moment of, I know what I want for her. Sorry, this camera is just not good for anybody, but we got to crack it off when we can, okay? Bear with me, guys. So yeah, I know what I want for her and I know what I think is best, but when you're dealing with human emotions, it's really challenging. Anyway, I also booked my first directing gig in ages and I'm really excited about that. And it's an actual, like I booked it, it's not one I've generated. So that's really cool to go, yeah, here we go, here's my street. Have that to look forward to. This week I've also auditioned for a musical in an amateur theatre company, so lots going on. And yes, I've definitely got a friend who's kind of been cheering me along with what I'm doing, but also kind of going, if you've got time for all of this videos that you're making, why don't you have time to write the routine properly for you guys? And I'm like, because it's really hard to explain, but it's a block. It's not a I won't. It feels like an I can't. So it felt like pulling teeth today, writing that routine for next week, but I've got it. It's finished. I'm gonna go and print it right now, I hope. Okay, talk to you guys soon.